हेलो सो आई थिंक कि आपके क्लास 12 चैप्टर 1 के वन शॉट वीडियो खोजने का सफर जो है वो यहाँ खत्म होता है। मैंने अपनी पूरी जितनी जितनी अंडरस्टैंडिंग थी उसको मिलाकर मैंने एक सिंगल पेज में दिस इज व्हाट आई हैव क्रिएटेड एंड लेट्स टॉक अबाउट दिस एंड रिवाइज योर माइंड मैप। नोट, before you continue this video, you need to have a printout of this. The link is in the description. Point number 2, whenever you are studying psychology chapter number 1, use this as a reference material. Point number 3, जब आप एग्जाम देने जा रहे हो तो हॉल के सामने खड़े होकर अगर आपको क्विकली 2 सेकंड के अंदर 10 सेकंड के अंदर रिवाइज करना है, दिस इज वन ऑफ द बेस्ट टूल. आई विल गिव यू ऑल दी 7 of them. So you know what need to do, right? Subscribe to our channel, share with your friends, and hit the like button if you feel this is important. Now, what we have done, we have created this mind map, one single short notes, and let's see that how it flows. So this is like variations in psychological attributes. Attributes, assessment. It has been divided into two parts. Attributes, like how one human being is different from another. जब हम इसको साइकोलॉजिकल लेवल पर बात करते हैं, फिजियोलॉजिकल लेवल पर वी नो दैट स्किन कलर, रेस, रिलीजन, जेंडर, ऑल दीज थिंग्स आर फिजियोलॉजिकल एट्रीब्यूट्स. साइकोलॉजिकल एट्रीब्यूट्स जिससे एक व्यक्ति दूसरे व्यक्ति अलग होता है वो है 5: इंटेलिजेंस, एप्टीट्यूड, इंटरेस्ट, वैल्यूज एंड पर्सनैलिटी. इन दिस चैप्टर वी आर गोइंग टू स्टडी मोर डिटेल अबाउट दीज थिंग्स. Intelligence, the first attribute, talks about, so there are 3 different definitions. Alfred Binet: intelligence is the ability to judge well, understand well, and reason well, and so on. We are going to understand the theories of how different psychologists have understood intelligence, and this was considered into 2 different approaches: psychometric approach, like how your human brain functions; information processing approach, what kind of or what number of information that you have collected from the environment, and thus you have used that information for the further processing, right? So that part. So there are 8 different theories: 5 into psychometric approach, 3 into IP approach. Psychometric approach, there are 5. Unifactor theory by Alfred Binet, who talks about one similar set of ability as intelligence. Two-factor theory by Charles Spearman says intelligence is on 2 factors: general factor and specific factor. Primary mental abilities, Lewis Thurston talks about 7 different primary mental abilities. Hierarchical model of intelligence by Arthur Jensen talks about 2 levels: level 1, level 2. Level 1 is associative, like how you associate. Level 2 is cognitive competence, how your brain thinks or how cognitively it works. And 5th, structure of intellect model by J.P. Guilford. He talks about operations, content, and product. So how your brain connects or take the content from the environment, what product it makes by doing a set of operations. This could be like 180 different ways you can think of about every situation in your life. Moving forward to information processing approach, we have 3 different parts: PASS model, triarchic theory of intelligence, and theory of multiple intelligences. PASS model by J.P. Das and others. So it plans first, it gives it attention, you arouse yourself, and then your mind works simultaneously and successively in a number of things. Triarchic theory of intelligence by Robert Sternberg, given in 1985, talks more about the componential intelligence, meta-component, performance, knowledge, and so on. And then theory of multiple intelligence by Howard Gardner talks about 8 different sections of intelligence. Like every human being is different in all those intelligences. The basic primary education that we have in India only considers logical mathematical intelligence, aptitude, but rest of all are very important if you are creating a career. So it depends what kind of intelligence you have, take a career decision accordingly. And if not, you know how to reach me. Now, moving forward, individual differences of intelligences, how one human being is different from another human being in terms of intelligence. So there could be a number of factors like interplay of nature and nurture. What it talks about how 2 people born in the same family from same parents, how they can be different in terms of intelligence. So if they are like identical twins, they might connect 90% together of intelligence. If they are separated in childhood, 90% intelligence matches. If they like are identical twins, like 72%, fraternal twins in same environment, 60%, siblings reared together, 50%, and siblings reared apart, 25%. So this talks about how nature and nurture impacts a human's intelligence. Moving to variations of intelligence. So Alfred Binet and William Stern in 1914, I guess, they discussed about, they declared a formula to understand IQ, which was mental age upon chronological age. Mental age upon chronological age is equal to if 100, he says the human being is normal. So 90 to 110 is the normal intelligence. Less than 70 is intellectual deficiency, and more than 110 is intellectual giftedness, right? Moving to intelligence testing in India, like SM Mohsin in 1930, his Binet's का जो टेस्ट है उसको उर्दू और पंजाबी में CH राइस ने कन्वर्ट किया, बंगाली में मेहलनोबिस ने कन्वर्ट किया, लॉन्ग एंड मेहता ने 103 इंटेलिजेंस टेस्ट्स बनाए इंडिया के अंदर में. So let's talk about emotional intelligence. Salovey and Mayer, these were the two people who discussed about it and who gave us a question named as emotional question. So EI is the ability to monitor one's own and others' emotions, to discriminate among them, and to use this information to guide one's thinking and actions. Culture decides intelligence, or culture connects together with intelligence? Absolutely. So technological or non-technological developed countries, they will have a different set of intelligence. This is what Vygotsky talked about in his technological intelligence. Whereas Sternberg talked more about the contextual or practical intelligence, that how it works on the human intelligence, the context or the practical understanding. Then there are some certain types of intelligence tests that we have, like individual or group test, verbal, non-verbal, or performance test. So individual or group is like for certain set of people, people who are literate. Verbal and non-verbal are for basically those people who are non-literate, or if there are like different culture tests that we are taking. And then culture fear or culture bias test. So a culture test designed in US might not be as applicable in India. So this is what we talked about. We talked about intelligence, right? And then we have to talk about creativity and intelligence. So creativity is all about intelligence? Probably not. So if there is like divergent thinking, one human being can think about multiple solutions of the same problem. This is divergent thinking. This is what creativity is. Whereas intelligence is when you take information from everywhere, you mix it up and you use it accordingly as per your need. This is like convergent thinking. So this is how creativity and intelligence are connected. Now moving forward, we have other attributes as well. Aptitude. Definition is a combination of characteristic that indicates an individual's capacity to acquire some specific knowledge or skill after training. Interest ka definition, it is a preference for a particular activity. Then we have a difference in this. Aptitude is the potentiality to perform that activity, and interest is just the preference. And then there are obviously certain formulas and processes to test a certain kind of aptitude in people. These are basically two: independent and multiple or generalized aptitude. With independent, we try to check clerical aptitude, mechanical aptitude, numerical aptitude, and typing aptitude. Through multiple generalized aptitude, we have three sections: DAT, GATB, ASVAB. Most commonly, we use DAT in aptitude tests. So let's move forward to values. Definition: values are enduring beliefs about the ideal mode of behavior. And then let's talk about personality. So personality is basically into chapter number 2. So when we are going to understand chapter 2, we'll discuss more into the personality. Moving forward to the another section of this particular chapter, which is the assessment of these attributes. How we are going to assess it? So there are like two basic things: assessment of psychological attribute and assessment methods. हम दो तरीके से असेस करेंगे, फॉर्मल और इनफॉर्मल. फॉर्मल मतलब बकायदा तामझाम करके, इनफॉर्मल का मतलब जैसे आप अपनी वाली को छेड़ते हो. Sorry. Then moving forward to assessment method. So there are multiple methods, like there are 5 methods. Psychological test, you can take a test. Case study, you can prepare a case study and study it. Self-report, you can ask person to report their self characteristics. Interview, you can ask certain questions in formal and informal manner. And then observation, when you try to observe one processes, they might know it, another processes they might not know it, that you are observing. So this ends chapter number 1. I think कि आपको बहुत पसंद आया होगा. अगर आपको पसंद आया है तो please let me know, write it on the comments, share this with your friends, and don't forget to like the video. Let's meet you on the next part. Till then, keep learning. Bye bye.